Shalom. Call halal Yahweh by Shanawah Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone, coming at you with another lesson in truth from Colorado. And you can see this is live from the lair with Terrence Pop. I actually like Terrence Pop. He has a lot of really good content. He's a big MGTOW guy, in the state of America, in the state of the world for that matter, and and how everything's falling apart. And from the family to the cities, to the infrastructure, to the politics, to the relationships between neighbors, between the different races that are here. Everything's falling apart here in America. And the Lord is about to set the Egyptian versus the Egyptian in the midst of all this drama and this trouble that's quickly approaching. This is Isaiah 19 and 1, and it reads, "In the burden of Egypt," verse 1, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." And this, I was on the back porch with my daughter last night. She came down here and grabbed me and I ran upstairs, and there was a chariot that was over the mountains, over NORAD, just turning off and on, and changing colors and fading in and out, moving around and glowing, getting brighter. And it was so anyway. The chariots are going to come, and they're making their presence known to Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations. That's why you're seeing all this, all this UFO, what they refer to, or aerial phenomenons, unidentified aerial phenomenons, whatever, they want to call them. Those are the chariots of the Lord, the angels of the Lord. All right. And the spirit that's being pushed is one of division. All right. This is verse 2, Isaiah 19 and 2. "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, and city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and charmers, and them that have familiar spirits and wizards." All right. "And the Egyptian will I give over to the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh of hosts." So the Lord is getting ready to really bring the pain to you people, and he's going to use Esau, Edom, to do it against themselves and against everybody else. So I'm gonna let Terrence Pop speak a little bit, and then I'll just bring out a couple more scriptures, and we'll wrap this thing up. This isn't meant to be long at all.
Watch simply to downvote my stuff. I've got a lot of questions over the past year and a half since I started doing the prepper subjects and talking about the upcoming possible two-way rifle range, which, by the way, I don't want to see happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
But I'm a realist, and my gut is telling me we are beyond the point of no return. All right, so what you're going to see moving forward here, you're going to see a big contraction in the economy, and there's going to be a lot of shakeup going on, and it's only going to get worse, and it's going to start happening faster and faster until, like, you turn on the TV every single day, something crazy's going on, and then sometimes it'll be 2 and 3 a day. This is going to happen. All right, I hope it doesn't. But plan for the worst and hope for the best.
Which is a waste of time.
And whatever you do
is a complete and total waste of time. All right. This is written to happen. All right. This is so just watch another video on how easy it will be for them to cut off cities. All right. And they're already talking about this these blackouts and these internet blackouts as well. So they're getting ready to start, things are getting ready to start happening, right? And they definitely don't want people to be communicating via the internet when it does. But this is 2 Ezra 6 and 24, and it reads, "And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. And we've well informed you that now the water, all right, is now connected to the power. It wasn't so years ago, decades ago. This is something that's happened in the last couple decades or less. That what they've done is they've connected the water, your city water, your drinking water, your shower, bath water, etc. is now connected to the power. So if the power goes out, whatever water is in your tank, and then after it empties out, you're gonna have no more. All right. So things are looking really really bad here, and then like I've said, the America's safety and security is completely compromised. All right, with the different mandates and the separation and the division within the military, the division within the police departments, you're about to lose half your police force and half your military. All right, and people that are needed. They're bringing in Army Reserve people to replace doctors and nurses in New York. So that's the beginning of it. What they're showing you, it's getting ready to become a martial law, a rule, dictatorship rule, draconian measures about to be implemented. If you can't see it, that's because you don't want to see it. And I, had a conversation with my father, and we kind of went at it, not disrespectfully, but we went at it hard, because I'm trying to tell him that, what they're saying about what they're telling you on the news lies to you every day, and then they try to say that alternative information is the problem, when it's the mainstream which is the problem. And he's believing in the lies, and that's the division that they want. And the same thing has happened here, because my daughter and her husband, they didn't take the sauce, but my father took the sauce, and it turns out that her husband's father took the sauce as well. As a matter of fact, from what I understand, he's the only one in his family who didn't take it. But then again, he's also been in the presence of my daughter, who's constantly in contact with me, and then her brothers, doing his work and being in the truth. He's listening and learning. And not only that, he's a correctional officer, and he was telling me how he knows for a fact the division, because most of the guys at work do not want to take it. And he also stated that he knows that a lot of people that do what he does, I'm not going to say where and exactly what, that sort of thing, but he knows that the majority of the guys, he said most of them are already parts of militias. And all these military guys that are going to get put out and quit or get these bad conduct discharges, which in the Marine Corps we used to call them a big chicken dinner. That was like the worst one you can get, because it made it almost impossible for you to get work when you got out. Almost impossible. But all these guys are gonna these are gonna be the forces that are gonna collide. Those are gonna be your Egyptians versus your Egyptians, along with the Democrats or the Democrats versus the Republicans. The liberals versus. It's just gonna be an all-out free for all. All right. And that's the time of Jacob's trouble, and it's gonna get really bad out here, and we're going to need, because they're gonna send robotic forces and super soldiers and the damn robotic dogs. You see that series on Black Mirror called Metalhead. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest you watch it. And then there's a movie on Amazon Prime called Monsters of Man. That was so deep, and it also showed you the coldness and the bloodlust and thirst and the covetousness of money, land, and power that Esau has, in a disregard for life. So it'd be easy for them to use AI technology and robots, or to use pseudoscience in the form of special sauce to defeat and get rid of their enemies and put people in subjection. That is exactly what they're going to do. And we're going to need those new bodies, those that Michael and the angels to stand up for us, because there's no way to defend yourself carnally against what's coming. And this is Daniel 12:1, and it reads, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of Israel, of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. So it was all written, man. Just like it was written in the letters, man, that this place is gonna burn. And there's nothing you can do about it to get around it. These people who ignorantly and foolishly say, God bless America. What God are you talking about? Not the God of the Bible. Not the father of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He's against America. America is Egypt, Rome, and Babylon the Great, all rolled up in one. It's all those things, because all the wickedness from those places are all done here. All right, all done here. All Esau did was change all the different godheads to pale, to look like himself, to support the lies that he's told. So let me grab another quick scripture, and I think it's this is Matthew and Matthew 24. And I'm going to start at verse 16. And it says, let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. So this is really talking about the past, but it's also manyfold, because it's referring to the future as well. See, the scriptures are manyfold. All right. And so this happened in the past, but it's related to the future prophecies of now, when Michael's going to stand up. All right. And it says, let them which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. And so basically saying, don't go running back in the house to get anything. When you see the trouble coming, just flee. All right. And it says, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. So don't go try to, you leave work and try to run back home. You just got to keep it moving when that time comes. All right. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. So, I often say when I see pregnant women and newborn babies, I think about the movie Snowpiercer, because those babies, a lot of them are going to be food. Remember the scene when the guy said, what he told the guy at the end, the thing I hate about myself is that I know how human flesh tastes. And he said, what I hate even more? I know that babies taste the best. So, he's done it, and that's going to return when this craziness comes. And it says, and warn, but pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. All right? Because the anger is going to kindle in the Lord even greater if it is on his holy days. All right? So it's coming. So with that, man, I give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, Wa Ababa Ba, Kwam Yasharala.